Hi, and welcome to this demo on demand about compliance redaction. Why should we redact some content instead of delete it? Well, some of our content has value in context and also has a lot of information in it, but might just have a few errant pieces of sensitive information. Retention rules may clash with compliance regulations and uncertain permission requirements we might have for different types of content. Being able to redact the content within a document allows us to get around all of these different issues. For example, I might have a credit card number in a contract, and I need to keep the contract, but I don't want that credit card number appearing so people can use it maliciously. I might need to retain a document proving something in my organization, but I also have a regulation that's telling me to get rid of certain types of information. And I might just not know who has access to what and who should have access to those things. So being able to redact content, to cross out, to delete specific pieces of information inside that content is a very powerful tool to avoid all of these issues. So what are our typical redaction scenarios? Well, of course, PII. Credit card numbers are also important with banking content, but also security data, who has access to what, and sometimes we get Freedom of Information Act requests where we want to remove some of the things that could be potentially sensitive before we deliver it to the agency or person who asked for that request. So how do I set up a redaction workflow? Let's have a look. So here, first of all, you can see in our taxonomy that I have classified some social security numbers. I've got some fake ones here, but there's some been classified in this content. And what I want to do is I want to set up a workflow. So it goes through here to this file, finds the social security number, and then just deletes the content here. First of all, I go to workflow and add a new workflow. But before I do that, I want to go and configure my redaction plan, because this workflow piece is just going to tell me what to do with the content when it's found, and that will be either to redact it or not redact it, but I do need a redaction plan. So in the configuration section, I have a redaction area, and I can create redaction plans where I can go in and actually do some redaction. So I've got one here already. I'll just show you. It's for redacting social security numbers. I can redact based on natural language processing or regex, and in this case, I'm redacting based on the regex matching. And I'm going to put redacted in the text here when it actually does the redaction. I could just use, say, for example, some stars if I want, and it would replace that with that instead. So once I've got my redaction plan to tell it what it's going to do, I go back to my workflows and set up a redaction plan. So let's just add one and see how that works. I'm going to call it redact social security number. And I'm going to choose this as a file share one. My source is going to be my demo folder. So I'll add that. Once I've got that, I need some rules. I'm going to add a rule here that it needs to be classified as a social security number. So I'll find that. It's under PII, my social security number. I can, of course, have a higher level and include children terms if I want, but I'm just going to say only social security numbers should be redacted. And I'll save that. And then in order to redact, I'm going to have to do something with that, some kind of a move with that. So I'm just going to move that to a different place in the file system. And I'm going to delete the original item, and I'm going to choose my redaction plan. So once I've got that, I can, first of all, choose a destination. I need to have it go somewhere because I'm doing a migration. Sorry about that. And I can rename the content. I like to append the date to show that it's been moved, but it's not necessary. Then I can save it, and I've got my redaction plan. Now, when this content is found with a social security number, it will move it to this other folder and cut out that that social security number and put some term that says redaction in it. So what tools do I need to do this? Well, basically you need the optional component, conceptTaxonomyWorkflow, which is our automation and remediation tool for conceptClassifier, and you need the conceptClassifier platform to actually do the classification. And your benefits for this is the ability to remove and redact specific pieces of sensitive data while preserving the overall context and content that you have around it. This can reduce your concerns about security levels and remove insecure terms from specific content instead of having to delete or re-permission content all across your organization. And this can definitely help enforce your governance policies in real time and allow you to be confident that governance is being effectively implemented. And of course, it eliminates the long process and arduous process of end user redaction. Especially if you have to do Freedom of Information Act requests, going through documents manually with a felt pen is not very good use of time, and it's usually not cost effective. So being able to do that automatically is a very important thing. Thank you for attending my demo on demand. I hope you enjoyed it.